Jim, now listen, there's a rumor going around that they're making a movie, and you have some sort of role in this movie. It has something to do with you. I'm a little confused. Can you enlighten me a little bit?
Well, first off, I can tell you, it's been a real humbling experience. One of my collectors is a Hollywood producer, and he's been a collector of mine for about 10, 15 years. His name is Leslie Greif, and Leslie and I we were having a family dinner last summer, and he had just come back from Cairo, where he's making a series for the History Channel called Chasing Mummies, which just started a few weeks ago. Anyhow, he was sharing some of his misadventures in Cairo and having a great laugh. And so I started telling him about one of my misadventures. You want to stop there?
No, you can keep going.
Okay. So I started telling him about one of my misadventures with one of my collectors. And I was about halfway through the story, and he stopped me. He said, "Are you talking about so-and-so?" And I said, "Yeah, do you know her?" And he said, "Nobody knows her." He said, "You have to go through a mile of attorneys just to get her to say hello to you." And I said, "Well, yeah, she's a pretty private person." He said, "That story you're just telling me," he said, "it sounds like a movie." He said, "If you get her permission," he says, "I'll do a movie on the two of you." I said, "Are you serious?" He says, "I'm dead serious." So a few weeks later, I had already had plans to fly out and see her. So I'm in my mid-60s. She's now in her mid-80s. I met her through mutual friends when I was a young artist, about in my mid-20s, and she was in her mid-40s. Actually, Nelson Rockefeller introduced me to her.
And he has one of your work pieces, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he told me, he said, "Now, Jim, I want to introduce you to her. You've got to stay on your best behavior." He said, "because she has real money." And I thought to myself, what does Nelson Rockefeller call real money? Anyhow, we met, and it was just like this instantaneous, like we had known each other our whole lives. And so we've been real close for the last 30 years. So to make a long story short, I flew out to see her. We were having a good laugh, and I said, "You know, they want to make a movie about us." And she said, "Really?" And she kind of speaks like the Queen.
But she's not English.
She is not English.
Okay, she's the proper American.
Very proper American,
yeah,
brought
right.
up right.
Right.
And she's a Coca-Cola heiress.
Oh, is that who she is?
Yeah.
I see.
And I said, "Yeah, they want to do a movie about our last 30 years relationship, and they want it to be a romance." And I said, "Of course, you wouldn't want to do that." And she said, "Oh, I think that would be fascinating. My grandchildren would really get a kick out of that. Didn't know that their grandmom had kicked up her heels a few times in her life."
Did you actually have a romance with her?
Well, we're going to go with that.
Oh, okay.
She said it's the movies, it's not the History Channel.
Okay, right. So there is a little embellishment.
So a little embellishment in it, which she seemed to enjoy immensely because it's so opposite of her image. And so they're working on the screenplay now.
Yeah.
How they ever make a movie is beyond me. This guy has the patience of a saint working with all these different artists, me included. So they're working on it, and they've gotten a major Hollywood star to be me, who I'm not going to tell you now, but you can come to the gallery and I'll tell you. When I tell you, you'll understand why I don't want to say his name.
I already know who he is.
You don't want to cross this guy.
I know who he is, and he's huge.
He is.
We don't want to tell people who.
No,
okay.
no.
All right, so
not yet.
They'll have to come in to talk to you, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Tell them to stop in the gallery, and you'll tell them.
I'll be glad to tell.
There you go. That's exciting.
And in the meantime, I'm helping Leslie raise money for his new movie, which I have the script right here in the gallery. If they'd like to get involved in a Hollywood movie, they can come down. I can show you the script. So it's been a blast, but it's like herding cats.
Okay, I just have to ask you. I mean, we could talk about this all day long. But what is it about the relationship between the two of you that would make for such a good movie? What is it? If you could describe that.
Well, she knows everybody in the world. And we would hop on a private jet and fly to different places and go to different parties and go shopping together and with people that are quite unbelievable. And like I said, I was in my mid-20s when I met her, and she was in her mid-40s.
Okay.
And she's now in her mid-80s. And so this is the kind of thing she would love. So it's going to be looking back over this 30 years and all the different people from the Rockefellers and all that. Of all the misadventures.
I see. Wow, Jim, that is so exciting. And now you're, I mean, I'm sure you've been friends with her for those years, or you've always stayed close? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. That's so exciting.
It's kind of unbelievable, but it's thrilling.
Well, we'll keep tabs on you, and
and they're going to do filming here on Nantucket, so Nantucket's going to get a lot of publicity, which helps us all.
Is it a definite? They're definitely going to make this movie?
Yeah, the money's there.
Wow.
You know, I wish they'd give me a little bit of it, but not yet.
We'll see.
We'll
Thanks
see.
a lot, Jim.
Hey, thanks,
Take care,
Jim.
bud.